What is going on, guys? It is Rexsi here. Welcome. We have a lot to talk about today, my friends. If you live under a rock and you watch me, I am beyond surprised if you haven't heard about this. Now, what's happening very soon is one of the biggest changes in all of Duel. In all the history of Duel. Also, I don't know if you know, but I'm sponsored by Gamers. No, this is just by chance, actually. But strap in, folks, because we got a lot to talk about. I'm not going to edit this video or anything because I just have so much to talk about. Because, like I said, this is the biggest change ever to Duel. Now, let's get into it, okay? I don't know how big my overlay should be. Maybe like decently big. But not, whatever, we'll go like this. So, for those of you that don't know, Smite is now... Duel has been dominated by the same top gods for majority of its existence. It's time to spice things up because 32 of the most played and victorious gods are now auto-banned from the mode. There's still able to ban 12 gods. That's 42 gods that are not going to be played. So we're excited to see what kind of new meta forms. And now that the top dogs out of the picture, this change is intentionally designed to be extreme because it will be temporary, as we're hoping duelists across the battleground are interested in a more curated meta in the coming patches. We're also keeping a close eye on the various new mechanics you've introduced throughout the year for future adjustment. Looking forward to your feedback. Okay, so I made a little list here of just like, I don't have a script or anything, but I'm going to go over all of my points and talk about my opinions, what I think, if it's good or bad for Duel, how it's, going to affect the mode, how it'll affect creators, the average player, stuff like that. So let's go first. Let's talk about all the gods that are being disabled in Duel. On her, Hades, Huyi, Bastet, Uller, Anubis, Bakasura, Poseidon, Maman, Scotty, Freya. I don't even need these on. Raijin, Kronos, Jingwei. I don't know why Jingwei's there. Arachne, Pele, AMC, Morgan, Set, Hebo, Owlcalling, and Hera. Now, I know the first thing you're thinking, you're like, oh my god, yeah, right, Thanatos isn't on that list, let's go. But, yeah, that's a big change, dude. That's 25% of all of the characters in Smite that are the best in the mode that are going to be disabled. Now, the first thing that I do want to say, thank you to Hi-Rez for at least, taking notice and taking action and actually doing something about Duel. Now, they mentioned in the patch notes, like, I'm quite certain I'm allowed to say it, obviously, but I was talking with Hi-Rez. I had a bald spot right here. I was talking with Hi-Rez. I'm put this back on. I was talking with Hi-Rez, as well as Sam, and they probably got feedback from others, but they wanted our honest feedback on the idea of the change. This idea has gone around in the community for a little while. People had this like automated ban system that was actually kind of cool. I know like Hatmaster and some other creators kind of like really liked that idea back in the day. I wasn't exactly all for it, but it is a big drastic change, but at least, they're doing something, right? It feels like every time there's a change for Duel, it's very drastic. Like the Duel Orb, like who the fuck asked for the Duel Orb? Like, I get it, they're at least, but well, I will say, thank you for trying. They're reaching out. So, props to Hi-Rez for that, of course. Like it's a step in the right direction. Now, there are much bigger problems that Hi-Rez has already been aware of that, Sam, I, and other duelers have talked about. The biggest issue in Duel is 100% the bounty system, but unfortunately it's not as simple as programming that out. So, there's workaround. The whole game is based around conquest. So, duelers get what you get. Like, you can't expect the mode to be perfect. It's balanced around conquests. It's like the least played fucking mode. I get it. So, like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt. Like, Hi-Rez is aware of the issues, and they're trying just different things. And they're talking with the community and getting feedback. Now, how it's going to affect Duel? That's the first thing. Duel is going to be so different. And I feel like a lot of people shouldn't be super heavily opinionated until they actually play it, because that happens all the time. You know, you'll see a character and be like, holy shit, like, these stats are ridiculous. This is stupid. Hi-Res is so fucking stupid. I can't believe it. And then the gods shit. And you're like, oh, wow, who would have thought? Just wait, okay? Just give it a fucking minute. Like, just hold the fuck on, okay? I'd say just give it a chance. You know, it could be fun. You know, we are going to see just a little bit. It's obviously going to be a shift in the meta. There's going to be top tier characters. I should honestly open the game and go over characters. We'll do that at the end maybe for fun, but I'll launch the game. I'll launch the game and we'll go over the gods that will probably be meta. But before that, I do want to say how this is going to affect creators alongside with the average player. I think it will be enticing to both groups for certain reasons. Like, content creators, it's gonna kind of, it fucking sucks, right? Like, when I heard about this, like, it really fucking sucks for us. If you think about it, for requests, you're doing an A to Z series, a god gets a crazy buff, and you know that video's gonna fucking slap. But because it's going to affect that character in Duel. Like, Ullr all of a sudden has no cooldown on his 1. You know, it's like, but people want to see how it affects it in Duel. Now, that's how it affects creators, and that part stinks. But in the end, the whole point of this is like, us creators talk with Hi-Res. The whole point isn't to make it, you know, I know a lot of people think like, oh my god, like they're just trying to alter the meta to what they like. No, the whole goal, I've played Duel for so many fucking years. You think I want to sit around and make it more boring and like just less fun to play, dude? Like, I'm fine with this, like 100%. My goal is to make Duel, you know, more enticing to others. You know, like I'm not going out of my way to, you know, benefit it towards myself. Whenever I first asked or I first contacted Hi-Res like years back, I went around and I talked to every single Duel creator and I got them to write paragraphs in a document, because I didn't want it this isn't specifically like just me, like, or like just a couple people that are deciding this, right? There's a huge list of people that are behind this, like including Hi-Res, of course, that know about the mode and they want the best for the mode itself. Not just, oh, like, I want this to appease to me because I like this specific character, so, like, we should change this. It's like some people, whenever, like, every creator was like, we gotta get rid of animosity, man, because it's like, it gives you magical power and physical power, and it's like, and people are like, oh, well, you know what, you just gotta adapt and build hybrid. It's like, bro, like, that's your mentality. You can build 6 items, and you only have room for 6 items. Like, and you're trying to counter magical protections while physical protections, including all these items, and that even like Death's Embrace, I think it was called, in Duel, literally dominated the mode. And people were still angry because they were like, oh, well, you know, I found it fun because, you know, I could abuse it, right? Now, that will turn some people off with this. Like, I will get into this as we go, but I might as well continue my point. It's either going to drive people towards the mode, it's going to drive one group towards and one group away. Now, if you think, like, I'm kind of skipping through some points. I'm just going to keep going. People who main certain characters, obviously, are going to be disappointed in this. Like, not being able to play Ullr, dude. Like, it, like, really fucking sucks. Like, you can't, like, you can only get borders in certain rotations or whatever, but, you know, like they said, this is temporary. And, like, they're going to see the community responds, which is what's important. We need to know what people want. The masses, you know, that's the whole point. You know, to better the mode, we need like everyone's opinion collectively. Now, this will also drive people in. Well, no, it'll also drive people away that abuse certain things, right? Like the Poseidon mains, the Hades mains. Oh my god, I thought Hades wasn't on there for a second. I was about to cry. Like Hades, Anubis. Why isn't this in fucking alphabetical order? Is he? Anubis is here, right? Okay, good. But it's gonna drive people that would cheese the mode, because in my opinion, like personally, it's really not difficult to get GM in Duel. Well, obviously I have a lot of experience and stuff like that, but even if you were to play, if you just spammed Hades, you spammed Anubis, right? You spam Poseidon, because a lot of people do that, and they'll get to GM that way. A lot of those people are just gonna say fuck it, and you know, like it's kind of nice on one hand, but at the same, like, because you know, fucking Morgan mains. Not gonna get into that. Like, that's just personal opinion, but it'll drive those players away. But at the same time, it'll drive players in that are not into the mode. Like they stay away from the mode because of these things, right? Where people only play the top characters, right? But there's a point that I want to get into with. Okay, so before we continue into that thought, how this really matters is how it's gonna be managed, which is my concern. That was my, like, when Hyros asked for my feedback, that was my first thought. The very first thing that I said was, how will the ban list be rotated? Because right now, it's top 25 of the best gods, right? It's the top 25, the top 25% of all these gods in the game. And if, say, like, these gods are banned this patch, and then next patch, the next top 25% are going to be banned. All that's going to happen is it's just going to keep rotating in a circle. Like, it's just going to keep fucking... Like, these gods are just going to be back, like, on top, obviously. It depends if it switches, like, it depends on the criteria. So this is what Innocent Rabbit, who works at High Risk, good guy, he talked about how, he made the list. The original 32 gods that are banned based on a combination of pick, ban, and win rate. So there's obviously some gods that should be missing. Like Heimdall should definitely be there instead of Jingwei. We're not going to get into that too much. But apparently, after 10.13 and moving into year 11, the ban list will be rotated based on different criteria. Now, that's what really matters, is what that criteria means, which has me worried. Because, to me, personally, it looks like this could be fun for, like, one patch and maybe, like, a one-off thing every once in a while. Because otherwise, it's like, what are you going to do? Like, the top 25% of fucking... Greek gods, the top 25% of gods with the fattest titties or something, you know? Like, how do you decide that? Like, is it gonna be all the hunters are banned for a patch? Because that could be interesting. But I don't think it's gonna work in a rotation. Like, it won't work, like, the next top 25% of those remaining gods are gonna be banned, and then the other ones come back. Like, you could, like, potentially, maybe you could calculate it based off the top percentage win ratio of the next, like, the next cycle after all these gods like Holly and them are banned, and then compare it to the heaviest win rates, like Oler and, you know, like Bakasura and, like, all those characters, and keep them out so that, like, you could squish it so it's even more of, like, you know, the top percentage overall, like, based on, I don't know. I don't like that, though, because it's like, you know, like, it's just gonna make it. I don't know how. I like I said, I think this is all gonna be affected based on how this is, like, rotates. It sucks for content creators, man, because, like, I can't do requests and all that shit. I already mentioned that. Yeah, right. But it does suck. But again, I'm excited for it. Like, I'll give it a chance. But moving on to that's majority of my points. Jesse also mentioned he has an opinion on it as well, about how the only way that some players, like, this perspective is also worth taking into consideration, because Jesse is another top dueler, that basically, to summarize this, he talks about how some people, it kind of going back to my point that people would, like, cheese with Anubis and stuff like that, the only way that some, like, gold like, whenever, like, I queue into a gold player, right? If I'm taking a request and I'm playing a lower tier character, and then I queue into someone that's playing a really good character, like Bastet, he mentions, they have an honest to God chance. Like if I'm playing like a lower tier that can't catch them, say like Athena or something like that, it gives them a chance. So it's going to drive a decent bit of the player base out. But like I said, I mean, like he mentions some of my opinion here. Like there's two sides to it. It is going to kick some players out of, yes, and I already did game mode, but it also is gonna bring those players that dislike that aspect of only playing top tiers into the game mode, at least for a little bit. Now, what matters is how well this does in the long run after that patch, which obviously is what Hi-Rez is looking for. That is what they're looking into. You know, they're trying to get from the community. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything to talk about on it. I think that's the majority of my points. But I wanted to, you know, give my opinion on it and talk about it with you guys. You know, it sucks, man. It really does suck. I'm not gonna be able to do older videos. I'm not gonna be able to do my 360s and stuff like that. But you know, it's worth it, man. Like if it's worth it for the betterment of the mode, if it's good for it, you know, that's what matters to me. Maybe not permanent and everything, but you know, one thing I'm excited for is to play Thanatos, and I don't have to queue into all these top tier characters. So you guys better fucking watch out. I'm looking at you. Okay. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on it. I don't think everyone would enjoy it if like all the top gods are just non-stop banned and everyone's playing Guardians. That will definitely drive people away, other than maybe fucking Hatmaster or something. But yeah, that I'd love to hear. I really would like to hear your guys' thoughts on the situation, or on this overall. Like, please, I want this comment section to be a discussion. Like, for the sake of the community in general, if you see a comment that you agree with, that someone makes a very good point, please upvote it, because I am going to be sending this video to Hi-Rez, and they definitely will love your guys' feedback. Now, keep in mind, this is feedback before it is in the game, okay? So take it with a grain of salt, especially Hi-Rez if you're watching this. Like, this is before, but it's still worth getting the opinions of the masses. So, if you do have thoughts on it, and you want to discuss it, what you think is good about it, what you think is bad, what you think should be changed, you know, by all means, like, leave it in the comments. I remember some other things that I thought about. I think, like, removing some items, because we know they have the power to do that. That might be okay. I don't think it would be game change. It's not like a fucking change like this. Like, but like, for example, removing an item like Bancrofts, for example, because, well, that was suggested. Like, I suggested that, like, back when Bancrofts literally just dominated the mode. Still kind of does, but there's more leeway in items now. Like, I don't think like items are the biggest concern, but it is, you know, it's a thought. Now, anyways, that's majority of my thoughts on it. I don't want to ramble on for too long, but you know, this is very important to talk about. I do want to quickly go over as we end this video. Please like and subscribe, by the way, if you did enjoy. But I do want to go over what gods I think will be top tier. Now let's take a look. We'll take a look together here. I'm gonna look in the list. Is Artemis on this list? Artemis is gonna be top tier. She already is crazy good. Like, she got a crazy buff recently to the point where like I was able to get like a purple border. Like she's disgusting. In terms of top tiers, that if Ama would be there, she banned. Nope. She'll be up there, I'd imagine. Actually, auto attack characters, maybe not. Ao Kwang is already banned. Okay. Paul will probably be decently up there. I'm excited to make a tier list on this, dude. I'm gonna make a tier list. Like, whenever this patch comes out, I'm gonna stream like non-stop for like we'll do like a 12-hour stream, and we'll test it, and we're gonna go over. Please tell me Arachne's there. Okay, thank God. But I think Artemis would be one immediately to think of. Boxer's obviously banned. Best Head, obviously. Baron would be up there. Yep, Baron's going to be top tier. Camazotz might be the best, if not one of the best gods there. Serenos banned. Wow, Serenos isn't banned. Holy shit. Why would they put Jing way over that? Jesus. Should have asked, like, the top duelers, dude. Chalk's gonna be one. Chiron will be one if he's not banned. Yep. Cupid will be, yep. Cupid's gonna be top pick. Donza, yep. I'd say Hell probably be up there pretty high. Fenrir would be pretty good as well. Oh my god, Hachi's gonna fucking dominate this meta. But you gotta take into consideration, even though there's like, I've named a couple gods that are gonna dominate the mode, they're gonna be banned. You still have 12 fucking bans. Like, I think they should have put down the bans a little bit, because there's way too many bans in my opinion, dude. Like, 42 some gods, that's like 40%. I don't know, 35-40% of the goddamn gods in the game. Like, Hachi meant Heimdall is gonna have to be an auto ban for sure. Is Herc on there? Herc should be there, right? Hercules is gonna be top tier. Yep. Oh, he's obviously banned. She'll be alright. Is Anami's gonna be top tier? Kali's obviously banned. Loki's banned, surprisingly. I didn't expect him to ban. Icarus will be top tier. A lot of ADCs that weren't touched. Really? Medusa's not banned. I mean, I do agree with a lot of these choices, but like Hera over some of these, like, I don't know. Like, it's iffy. Like, some of them I understand. Naja will be top. It's not hard to think of like what characters are gonna be, you know, like, it's just characters that are like A+ tier right now. If you look at a tier list, they're all gonna be fucking, oh god, please tell me Oleron's bad, dude. Oh no. Poseidon has to be banned. Like Raijin's banned. That is so surprising. Like, dude, I never see Raijin. Like, come on, I never see Raijin. Everyone else, I think I agree with all of them except for Raijin and Jing. Maybe Pele. Maybe Pele and Set right now, but Pele more so than Set. Ravana probably pretty good. Okay, I was about to say Scotty. Soul will be good. Tyr will be good. Thanatos will be shit. Don't play him. Tsukiyomi as well. I don't agree with Tsukiyomi in that list. He is there, right? I'm not crazy. I could have sworn I saw him. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Vamano will probably be alright. You did not let Vulcan through this high res. No! They let Vulcan through! Dude, no! Oh, no. I didn't even think about that. Ymir will be top tier. They're pretty top tier. Zong probably up there as well. So, that's me quickly kind of glancing over the characters. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. I'm excited at least for a little bit, you know? Hopefully it does some good for the mode. If not, you know, they said it's temporary, but I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, do the channel subscribe. I will be streaming right after this and looking at the new god in the PTS if you want to go hang out with that. Anyways, have a nice one, guys. Peace.